and today we are going to create a program that simulates a waiting list for a service, such as a restaurant or a doctor's office. The program will use a queue to manage the order of people in the waiting list and a set to ensure that no person is added to the waiting list more than once. And our tasks are to create a waiting list manager class, implement the following methods with the requirements. So we should, all right, the waiting list manager. This class will manage the waiting list using a queue and a set, and we're gonna implement void add person string name. So the following methods, all of these are methods here. So we have about 2, 3, 4, 5 methods. And the requirements use a linked list for the queue implementation. So the queue, let me see this. So the queue will manage the order of people in the waiting list. So when we use a queue interface, we are going to use a LinkedIn implementation. And then we're going to use a hash set for the set implementation. And the set is going to ensure that no person is added to the waiting list more than once. You know, sets are usually one of the main benefits of sets are to guarantee uniqueness in data. So then we're gonna ensure no duplicate names are added to the waiting list and provide a simple text-based user interface to interact with the waiting list manager. Essentially, a main is what we should provide here. Okay, let me go ahead and open my BlueJ here. It seems like I could be wrong, but seems like a fairly simple. Well, I think it's also because the instructions are very clear, but seems like a very simple project. And we're gonna open a new project, and we're gonna what are we gonna call this? Waiting list manager. New class here. Okay. Let's go ahead and create our so this class will manage the waiting list using a queue and a set. Use a linked list for the queue implementation. And then where's the and then so void add person's rename adds a person to the waiting list if the person is already in the wait. If the person is already in the list, print a message indicating that the person is already in the waiting list. So queue to manage the order of people in the waiting lists. Alright, so let me do a private here because we're dealing with people data here. I believe this is how you write queue. I'm gonna have string here. waitlist, yeah. I'm gonna have a set. I set to ensure that no person is added to the waitlist. Sure that no persons added to the waitlist. No persons added to the waitlist more than once. Let's call this name set. I really don't know what to say here. Okay, we should start our first importations here. Some packages. Let's go. And let's start with our waiting. Wait lists. Oh, actually, no, I don't. I do public waiting list. Manager. Okay, and we are going to have we're going to store our wait list in a new linked list, right? Yeah, a linked list. Here, we're gonna store this over here. We're supposed to import that, right? Would I need a capacity here? I'm trying to figure out if I'm gonna need a capacity. Oh, hash stats. You know what? I know. Let me just go. Pretty sure I'm gonna have to import a whole lot of. Just import everything for now. And then right. So now that we have this class that has a method to manage the waitlist using a queue and set, okay, now we're gonna start with our implementations of our methods. So the following methods. So let's start with void add person. So adds a person to the waiting list if the adds a person to the waiting list. So it adds a person to the queue, right? If the person's already in the list, print a message indicating that the person's already in the waiting list. Okay, let's do an if you we're gonna say I need this to help myself here. This is to help me remind me here. I'm gonna do a name set here. Let's see if that contains, right? To make sure that no more than once. Yeah. Contains the name. So we're gonna do a system the print line. And we wanna print a message indicating that the person is already in the wait list, right? Yeah, so the name set contains name. Already contains a name. Then we do the system. I'm gonna do name already. Now let me do like let me do right waiting list. Otherwise, I'm checking the wait list. I'm gonna add this to the wait list. Okay, we're gonna offer it. It's the person to the wait list. Edit. So edit the wait list. the string serve person. String, that means we're gonna return string serve person removes and returns, yeah, returns the name of the person at the front of the waiting list. See if the waiting list is empty, return a message indicating that the waiting list is empty. So we're gonna do a public string serve person. Okay, removes and returns the name of the person at the front of the waiting list. Returns a message indicating that the wait list is empty. So let's check if this string. Let's check if we're gonna see if the queue. Yeah, we want to see if the queue is empty. Waiting list is empty. Return a message. Okay, so return a message. Return a message indicating that the waiting list is empty. The waiting list is empty. Is empty. Otherwise, I served person here so that I know. What's the name of the person I want? At least to the message. Into a hole. I remember reading in my professor's modules that Paul is safe. So I'm going to use Paul. Because it is safe because if the queue is empty, right? I think that's what it is, yeah. If the queue is empty, then let me do like this. 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 Yeah, so if the queue if the queue is empty, it safely returns null. All right. Anyways, let me save this over here. Yeah. Do it twice. If the queue is empty, it returns null. All right, so this person name set remove. Right. Remove the served person. And we're gonna return compile that. What else do we have here? So we have the boolean is person. What is this? Boolean? That's a public boolean. That means it returns boolean. Is person in list. So that's to check if the person is in the list or not. String name. String name checks if a person is already in the wait list. So we're gonna return to check if the person is already in the wait list. We're gonna return that contains name. Checks if the person is already in the wait list. That's it. Yeah, I think that's it. And then as well, we're gonna have our public integer. Public integer what? Waiting list size. Okay. Waiting list size. This waiting list size returns. So this returns the number of people in the waiting. Okay, the number of people. I'm gonna do a wait list dot size. I think. Yeah, this should return the number of elements in a queue. Yeah, size. Yeah, size should return the number of elements in the queue. Yeah, in the wait list. And then the void display waiting list displays the names of people in the waiting list in. Hold on, what? Displays the names of people in the waiting list in the order they will be served. In the order they will be served. First come, first in, first out. Or it displays the names of people in the waiting list in the order they will be served. All right, so let's go public void. Display. We're gonna do the wait list. See if that is empty. Put this out the way. Let's see if that is empty. And if it's empty, and then it will be served. See, like so. Yeah, the waitlist is empty. The waitlist is empty, and then let me say waiting list. Yeah. So that way it displays the names of people in the waiting list in the order they will be served. So that means that for say a string name waitlist. Right, so for every I hope you guys can see this well. Let me try to push this over here. Yeah, so displays the names of people in the waitlist in the order they will be served. So for right, then we're gonna do a out dot print line, and we're gonna do the name, right? This looks good, I think. Let me do this here for a better UI here. I guess it's fine. Yeah, seems like a pretty simple. So use LinkedIn, a linked list, I mean. Use a hashtag. Ensure no duplicate names are added to the waiting list. Yeah, by using a set, we're already ensuring here ensures no more, ensures not more than once. Not more than once on, okay, so let me see, currency, right? Yeah, ensures not more than once, or not more than one occurrence, or not more. Ensures not more than once occurrence. Let me see. Ensures not more than one occurrence. Okay, that's better. Provide a simple text-based user interface to interact with the waiting list manager. All right, so let's create a class, a main class here. Try to figure out here. We're gonna create a main class, and we're gonna create like. Should we create it inside this file? I don't know. Let me see. Yeah, let's just create inside this file. And we're gonna say interface. We're going to interact with waiting list manager. Right, and then we go into a public static void. What are we gonna call this? Main. Let me say waitlist interface. Let's bring okay. Okay. I'm gonna have a scanner clearly here, so that's and we're gonna do a wait list. I'm gonna call this class waiting list manager. So we're gonna call this class here waiting list manager. I'll call this manager. Let's say that this manager and I am going to say so home simulates a waiting list for a service. Example, a restaurant, a doctor's office. The program will use a queue to manage the order of people in the waiting list to ensure that no person is added to the waiting list. So we want to create a menu, right? You know, I just remembered something I learned a long time ago. A very cool method of when you're dealt with like a menu option problem, like using switches. I don't know. I think we can use like a switch here. Yeah, I think we can use a switch. So let me do like a while. Do like while true. Let me do a system. Let me test this out here and see. Waiting. Manager. Okay, we need to build a bit more here, definitely. Let me say. So we need a person print the message getting that the person is already in the waiting list. If the waiting list is empty, check if the person is already in the waiting list and return the number of people in the waiting list. Display the names of people in the waiting list in the order they will be served. Okay, let me say add right person say here. So adds a person, and then let me serve the person. So after the person is added, we're gonna serve this person, and then after we add the person, serve the person, then we let me see here. Let's check if person is on the list, right? And then we can, let me see, check if person's on the list. Checks if a person's already in the waiting list. And let's display waiting list. So we display the waiting list, and let's exit, I guess. Yeah, let's do one more. Let me say so the waiting list manager, add a person. So while this is true, so display the name. Let me create a system. No, wait, I haven't done a switch in a long time. Hold on. So that, let me do the switch here, and let me create a choice. Right, or option. The option here. Let me say choice. What is this? Undeclared variable. Something like that's right, the case. Let's declare this so far here. Let's say this is an integer because we want to have these as like these numbers. We're gonna have like numbers here, so we're gonna say like choices, like the amount of choices, and we're gonna say scatter the next integer, and then and so if these are choices, let me say like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Alright, with an option. Alright, so case 1. Case 1. See, next. So why is it still saying undeclared? I mean, it's in the. Oh, it's because it's outside the while loop. Oh yeah, because we need to iterate. Okay, we need to run it inside the while loop. Maybe. I'm not entirely sure, to be honest with you. I'm gonna try. Okay, it fixed it. Yeah, it was outside the while loop. Because we need to check. So if we're checking that case one, I'm gonna say system.out.println, and actually I don't even need to print line here. I'm just gonna say enter name. Right, and then string name scanner dot next line, and I'm gonna say manager, right? Yeah, so I'm gonna say manager, and I'm going to add. Right, so after we enter the name, we will add the person using the add person method. So we're gonna say add person name. I think I'm gonna break here. And case number 2. So for case number 2, two. Let me just serve this person. Now I'm gonna serve this person. I'm gonna serve the person. What is it? Okay, so we already have the name. So we're gonna do served, right? Was it served? I know I remember a served person, right? Yeah, served person. Okay. And how do I break here? Undeclared method? Is it? How did I declare the method? Oh, serve person. Okay, it's actually serve person. I thought it was served. So that case number 3. We're gonna print line, yeah. we serve the person, and we also now want to, let's do, let me say, case number 3, I check if person is on the list, right? We want to, case number 3, we'll do that by asking the input. So if the user enters name, we want to do a name scanner.next line, and we want to see that if the manager see the manager is empty, right? I know I wrote yeah, I want to see his person list. Let's see if it contains this person in the list. So let's see if person in the list. Okay, let's do a system dot print line. I would say so. I'm gonna say if on the waiting list. We're gonna say waiting list, and then break here. And we break. Oh, sorry for this pop-up here. I was trying to watch common side effects a couple hours ago. I don't know why it popped up here. Sorry for that. Great show, by the way. But yeah, all right. Oh, see a break. All right, so that's case number 3. We need case number 4. Case number 4 is to display the waiting list. So we're gonna do a simple manager.display, right? Yeah, display waiting list. Display Display waiting list, and we have as well case number 5 to exit. Usually, you can just do a default here, but hold on. I'm gonna make sure everything is good here. So we add the person, then we serve the person, and we'll check to see if the person is on the waiting list or not. We display the waiting list. Let me actually add one more case. And this will be for when they select after the system is exited, or that's even a word. We're gonna do like just a quick here to let the user know, right? And I'm also gonna do like a scanner. We're gonna close our scanner here. And just return here. And we can do a default here. That's, hope you guys can see well here. This is just in case after the user exits, but we're gonna also have a default, you know, if in case the user selects something invalid or invalid choice, we're gonna ask you to try again or something. I don't know.